MMA boxing talk here. Tony Ferguson was scheduled to fight a couple days after UFC 200, July 13th, in South Dakota, I believe, or Chicago, I'm not sure. I think it's South Dakota, but regardless, Tony Ferguson's opponent, Michael Chiesa, had to pull out due to an injury, and Tony Ferguson's looking for a replacement. Now, I'm not sure, if the UFC set on him fighting for that on that card. I would assume so. He was the main event. But this perhaps will lead to I think a great matchup, and I want to see Tony Ferguson fight Khabib Nurmagomedov. That fight was supposed to happen in July. Of course, the winner would have got a shot at the title against RDA. And that was a fight that I was really looking forward to. Ferguson versus Nurmagomedov. And you know what? Tony Ferguson had to pull out. He had fluid in his lungs. Just a weird fluke, reason to pull out of a fight. And it's so ironic because Ferguson was really chirping Nurmagomedov about pulling out and always being injured, and he kept saying, just show up to the fight, and he's the one that has to pull out. Not a real injury, obviously, just crazy circumstances, fluke thing that happened. But now, Michael Chiesa, he pulls out of the fight with Tony Ferguson. Now we have the opportunity, the UFC has the opportunity to make this fight, and this is the fight that makes sense, because, in my opinion, Khabib Nurmagomedov does not deserve an immediate title shot, against the winner of RDA versus Eddie Alvarez. Now, of course, Khabib fans, and Khabib did beat RDA back in 2014. Khabib had a 2-year layoff since then, and has came back recently and fought Daryl Horcher, who is a part-time fighter, who was making his UFC debut, who was not at all a worthy opponent for Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, the fact that Tony Ferguson and Khabib, that fight was already planned, it was already set in motion, it only makes sense to make that fight now. And, let's be honest here. RDA, yes, he lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov about almost 2.5 years ago. It's over 2 years now. And the thing is, though, is that RDA has improved leaps and bounds since that fight. His resume since that fight is more impressive than Khabib's whole resume. He first guy to stop Benson Henderson, stops Donald Cerrone in the first round, absolutely demolishes Anthony Pettis and takes his soul, demolishes Nate Diaz. I mean, this guy has some very, very huge, significant wins. I mean, the last 2 years, this is one of the hottest fighters in the UFC. This is one of the last 2 years, this guy has one of the best resumes in the UFC. I truly don't believe it's smart or fair, and I'm not saying the UFC is always fair, or they run their business trying to be fair, but I don't think it's smart or fair for Khabib to take that fight right now, or for it to happen. The opportunity has arisen. Tony Ferguson's opponent pulled out. I think it's perfect, and it's only meant to be to make that fight now. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, but I want to see this fight, and it doesn't have to be, July 13th. It can be later on. You can add it to UFC 202. I don't know. Khabib, he didn't take any damage in that last fight, so hopefully he's still healthy to go. And, maybe they can fight in the next month or 2 or 3 or whatever. In the near future, I want to see that fight. I think it's only fair. Tony Ferguson has been on a hell of a roll. You know, he's, I think, on an 8-fight win streak. You know, so 7 or 8 fight win streak. But I mean, this guy is the real deal, and I think him and Khabib should fight it out for the contender spot, for the, you know, number 1 contender who will get the title shot. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. If you liked the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1. Peace.